Well, you're stuck with us.
Yeah, you're stuck with a Uber, and I don't like to use this term, but I guess we're at that. Alright, Sean,
most people have no idea what a Uber even is.
I'm recording. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the iTunes Fan Podcast. As always, I'm Teddy Maggart from the iTunes Fanboy.
And my name is DeWolf.
And as always, we have lots of topics today, so let's get started with our first topic, which is that TabbyCat406, our other host and one of the original founding hosts of the show, because of his job and because he basically doesn't have time to record his podcast anymore, he is now no longer going to be. He'll still appear when he can, but he just can't. But he can't really anymore, so it's just going to be me and Alpha running it for the most part, at least for now.
Yeah, it'll be I don't know if I'm wording exactly like that. It's just, he's in a transitional part in his life, and due to that, there's a lot of scheduling and timing complications, so he needs to get this stuff figured out before he can rejoin with us. I mean, as far as we know, when we spoke with him last week, I think it was.
Yeah.
Apparently this time, still in theory, is supposed to be the best time available for all three of us. It's kind of like when I went on hiatus, for example. There was the period where I went back to college. Well, I didn't go back to college. I went to college for the first time, but I went to college. My mom just got a job, and everything was chaos around the house. And due to that, I had no time. I had no time to focus or do anything. And as a result, I took that break. And Tabby's in a bit of a similar situation right now, where
Tabby was also unavailable last fall, which is how come we went on that hiatus.
Tabby's got some stuff going on right now, so he's going to take a little break and pop in when he can. Otherwise, well, you're stuck with us.
Yeah, you're stuck with a Uber, and I don't like to use this term, but I guess redneck. Alright, Sean.
Most people have no idea what a Uber even is.
Shall we move on to our first actual topic, which is of something that I can't actually use?
It arrived in the mail.
This is my new Apple Watch Series 11, which is very shiny. It's gorgeous, right?
Titanium. So you went stainless steel, or excuse me, titanium this time around?
Oh yeah, I can't wait to have this, to use this, sir. Can't wait to use this stainless, or this titanium. It's more durable. I got it because it's more durable than traditional aluminum, and I also like the sapphire crystal glass, but I sadly can't use it because of the next topic, which goes hand in hand with this, which is that my iPhone 17 Pro, I didn't know about this until the day after we record this, but it has been delayed. If you watch my YouTube videos or else follow my community posts or else follow my Twitter and Instagram, you'll already know this, but my iPhone 17 Pro has been delayed until either October 3rd through 10th. So that's a week from tomorrow as of recording this episode.
That's kind of odd because, like, one of my friends didn't even pre-order a phone and picked one up at the Apple Store the day after launch day.
Now, granted, because of some bank account complications, I wasn't able to pre-order it until later the evening of the pre-order date, so that might have had something to do with it. But yeah, my order has been significantly delayed, and I'm not a Uber. I don't have shipping delays typically.
Yeah.
Well, I have had some, but.
Well, funny enough, because I'm in the process of ordering parts for a computer, I'm getting hit with Amazon's Prime advertisements, and they're like, try out our 2-day shipping, free with Prime and all that. And then, okay, I take a look. What was my ship date changed to? Oh, it's the exact same day as if I didn't pay for Prime. because, well, yeah, up here, we don't get Prime 2-day shipping. Fun fact, though, we used to. I'm not even joking. We used to get free Prime 2-day shipping. But now we don't. And they still advertise it like, yeah, you can get Prime 2-day shipping and all that where you're located. I'm like, no, we can't. Stop lying.
They must have had to close down an Amazon warehouse or something up there.
Our closest Amazon warehouse is in Chicago.
Yeah, that would do it.
You can ship stuff from Chicago to up here in 2 days. You can do it.
Yeah, I figured, yeah, I mean, it realistically is possible, but... Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can drive from Chicago up to Houghton in a day.
Well, it takes 6 hours to get to Milwaukee. So add another... so it's like 7.5 hours to Chicago from here.
Yeah, that's super easy. That should be a no-brainer for you guys.
And yet, Amazon can't do it. Our shipping time is literally the same as if we don't pay for Prime. So we don't... Well, I at least don't have Prime. My parents do because my dad in particular likes watching Prime Video. But I don't have Prime because it's not worth paying for. You watch anything on Prime Video, even with my parents' subscription. I don't have my own profile on that, so I don't watch anything on Prime Video. The 2-day shipping is a complete lie, so there's no value in that. So what does it unlock? Oh, exclusive products that for some stupid reason you need a Prime membership to buy. It's like, no, Amazon does not have anything of value for me to pay. What is it? $16 a month? Something around there?
Yes, yeah, same.
I would legit get no value out of Prime.
Same. I get hit up with Prime. I just nowadays I hardly ever shop on Amazon, as I typically try to buy from the manufacturer's website if I can, if it's a trusted brand. But with Amazon, I get hit with all sorts of ads for Prime too. But the problem with Prime is that you're with Prime, you're effectively paying the same amount that you would just for shipping. So
it would make sense if you ordered a lot of stuff from Amazon, like, because our only big box store, if that's really what you want to call it, all we have is Walmart. We don't have a Target. We don't have Best Buy. We don't have really anything. The only big box store we have here in Houghton is Walmart. That's it. Otherwise, if it's not at Walmart or any other specialty store, which most of the time it's comprised of stuff made locally, which, okay, good. I like supporting local people. That's always a good thing. But if local people don't make what you need and it's not at Walmart, well, that leaves you're either driving 2 hours to Marquette, where you'll find the Target and few other stores that have big brand names and such, but even then, Marquette still doesn't have all of them. Like, they used to have a Best Buy. They no longer have a Best Buy, which really irks me. But yeah, it's either you're driving 2 hours to Marquette to do all that shopping, or you're just ordering online. Most of the time through Amazon. So you'd think, with the amount of business that the UP gives them, because we have hardly anything up here, you'd think that they would try to prioritize us, but nope. I guess due to lack of competition and due to lack of availability up here, well, we don't have a choice. We have to suck it up and deal with their... I don't know, abuse would be too harsh, but it's we have to deal with their crap because they don't really have much competition, even though it's online retail. In theory, they have to compete against everyone, but I don't know. Amazon's now so big to the point where they're such a default choice that they can really screw you if they want to, and they screw us
exactly
up because they can.
Like with their review system has obviously been abused, and they're just Amazon. I'm just not a big fan of them just because their reviews and all they really sell is just stuff. At the end of the day, you can buy stuff. Most of the stuff that Amazon sells, you can just buy anywhere else. And there's lots of scams on Amazon too.
Mm-hmm. Unless you live here, then no. Sometimes you can't just buy it anywhere else.
I mean, unless you can. I mean, in terms of online stores.
Well, yeah. But even then, it's like, I'll look at other online stores, and oftentimes Amazon offers the better deal.
Yeah, that's
primarily
true.
due to shipping. Because it costs so much to get stuff up here, you get hosed on shipping by all these other sites. Amazon, on the other hand, they've got partnerships with UPS and FedEx and USPS. They've got deals to help cut down costs on shipping. While everyone else, no, they're oftentimes, you're paying what would typically be full retail price for shipping.
That is a big discount.
While you get a discount with Amazon. And so, because we live where we live, shipping is stupid expensive. It is not cheap. So, yep. How did we get to Amazon?
We were talking about my iPhone 17 Pro getting delayed, so that
right.
Well, we basically butchered that topic to death. So how about we move on to Tabby's new iPhone 17 Pro, which we sadly can't discuss about Tabby, but I mean we can.
Well, from the sounds of that FaceTime call, I like the selfie cam.
Yeah, that is a pretty good iPhone. Yeah, I mean, of course the iPhone 17 Pro is good selfie cam, and I of course can't show you guys mine because I don't have mine yet. Although that sounds like it may be a good thing with 2 topics down.
Yeah, I mean, nor can I show you anything about the iPhone 17 lineup because I was smart and didn't buy one.
Yeah.
No, there really is not anything to be excited about with that phone in particular for me. I mean, the one thing I can get behind is the vapor chamber, because iPhones have needed that for a while. Something that I do want to talk about when it comes to the iPhone 17 line, how about the scratching?
That's supposed to be 2 topics down, but I guess we can discuss it now.
I think it makes more sense to talk about it now, if I'm being honest. The scratching thing going on, because
Tabby has the white
on one
by
hand,
the way.
Yeah. I mean, on one hand, it's aluminum. Of course it's going to scratch. That shouldn't be new. But I don't know. Is it these scratches are kind of unusual for typical aluminum Apple devices, and to be clear, Apple has not stopped making aluminum iPhones.
No, they never stopped, because I mean the standard iPhones have always been made out of aluminum sides, and I mean this is the scratching on the iPhone 17 Pro. I mean that's not cool, especially given that what we came from with the 16 line. That's just not.
Yeah.
And combined with the ugliness.
And just the way it's scratching too, it is just bizarre.
Like
how
coins.
Bad it is scratching.
Coins, and then coins and keys are scratching it. Things that people would normally put in their pocket.
I have never seen that typical of any other aluminum iPhone in the past, be it the 16s, the 15s, the 14s, the 13s, the 12s, the 11s, the 10s. Oh, no, excuse me, the 10R, the 8s. I've never seen scratching like that from basic household metallic objects like coins and keys.
And mind you, these are things that people are likely going to put in their pockets with their phones.
it almost makes me wonder, due to all of the financial pressure going on, due to the tariff situation and all that type of stuff, do you wonder if they might have potentially thought cheaping out on the paint shop could help save them a few bucks?
I mean, maybe, but Apple's exempt from tariffs, though, right now, so that's not a full...
I mean, that's Apple. What about other Chinese suppliers? What about other companies involved?
They're exempt under Apple, I believe.
Still, it's just, I feel like the only explanation for how the paint is scratching off like this is they cheaped out in the painting process.
Yeah. I mean, granted, on my iPod 5th generation, on my blue one, the paint started chipping off it, and the paint started to chip off of this a little bit, which you can see still a little bit on the back. That started in 2020, mind you. 5 years after I got this thing, and I believe this unit was made in 2012, so I'm fine with that. If it's scratching like this early, then it's a little bit nerve-wracking. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, especially for me, because I mean, yeah, they clearly cheaped out on the paint job, because I hate bringing this up, but I think a big problem that with these tariffs is that they're bringing it is that a lot of companies, especially tech companies, are using this to take advantage and start using it as an excuse to cheap out. Because I mean, Sony and Xbox have both announced global price hikes supposedly because of these tariffs.
They are 100% taking advantage of the fear of tariffs.
Which again is screwy because first of all, tariffs, if they're from the tariffs should only impact the countries involved, not the entire world, especially when these tariffs are being renegotiated. So
yeah, it's a whole mess. I really don't want to get into it because again, it gets into politics, and I don't like discussing politics, but I mean, still, the scratching and the paint quality on these iPhones, I don't know. Honestly, as embarrassing as it would be for Apple, I legit think these phones should be recalled.
Yeah, same, because this is a crazy issue, and the problem is that most case makers don't design cases to protect camera bumps, since why would you think camera bumps should not have to be protected? Because again, I don't know, maybe if they made the camera bumps uniform, like on the, let me grab it, iPhone XS, which I'm doing a retrospective on this tomorrow, by the way. Maybe if they made it uniform, then this would never be an issue.
Yeah, even though a recall might seem extreme, it's just, this is not an $1,100 phone. And this is the paint this is the paint you get.
It's not like Bendgate. This isn't like with Bendgate. This isn't like with Bendgate on the... Hang on, let me grab it. This isn't like with Bendgate on the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus when your phones would be susceptible to bending if you didn't put it in a case, or else try to bend it, or else put it in your back pocket, or else... At least with Bendgate, it was only it largely affected people that were careless with their devices. With Scratchgate, this is worse because this is impacting... Scratchgate is impacting just regular people who aren't trying to destroy their devices, and this is and I can't believe the press is staying silent about this, because when Apple claimed that a bent iPad Pro was normal back in 2018, we all remember the public outrage about that.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we all remember that. Or unless you're really young, you all remember that. So why the press is not going after this is, well, again, they probably just don't want to talk about it. But yeah, this is insane, because
I mean, it also reminds me of another phone in particular that really has a bad reputation in terms of quality on the internet. The Google Pixel 3. It was a joke of a phone when it came out because it had all sorts of quality and stability problems. One of the many quality problems that phone had was its glass coating. It could scratch.
Oh, yes.
Very
I
easily.
remember that.
Oh, but wait, it's not a scratch because you can scrub it with a toothbrush and dish soap and it's gone. What kind of a joke is that? You should not need to have to go to the store and buy a separate toothbrush just to rid your phone of scratches like that when it scratches so easily. And I mean, here's another phone I should bring up though. The jet black iPhone 7. At least Apple warned us. That finish is super easy to scratch and we're going to want to put it in a case to protect it. They at least warned us when it came to jet black that, yeah, it scratches easily.
And they discontinued jet black, I believe either in 2018 or 19. I can't remember, but they didn't keep jet black the entire time, and with Slate on the iPhone 5, Apple Touch 5, iPod Nano 7, iPod Shuffle 4th generation, and iPad Mini 1, they at least got rid of Slate a year later because they found that it didn't work because it rubbed off so easily.
Yeah, the biggest problem for consumers isn't it's got cosmetic issues. Yeah, that sucks, but no, the real problem is when they eventually go to resell it. It's going to look like that they absolutely abused the phone when that is not true.
Which, of course, is going to drop the resale values of iPhones.
Yeah, because nobody wants to buy a scratched phone. Nobody does.
Think about it. If these iPhones, if Apple keeps going like this, then iPhones they might not depreciate as badly as Android phones do, but they're going to depreciate significantly. And the big problem that Android phones have is that because they lose their value so fast now, it makes more sense just to wait a year or two.
Yeah, so it sucks. I really hope that Apple screams at whoever's in charge of painting these aluminum chassis, because what is coming out of those factories is completely unacceptable for an over $1,000 phone.
Yeah, which with a price hike, mind you. But my only other theory is that Apple's doing this to cut costs because they're in panic mode because they just lost a third of their value, which this is not going to help them, by the way.
No, definitely not. This is definitely not going to help.
I swear, Apple is getting so rotten right now.
This is why you focus on the customer, not the shareholder. Happy customers usually means happy shareholders. Because if your customers are happy, they'll keep coming back and spend more money. And if they spend more money, shareholders like that. Why is this such a hard concept?
I don't know, but I think we've beaten that horse to death because obviously Apple just wants to please shareholders, but we've been saying that for like 3 years. But shall we move on to more Stardust updates?
Oh, yeah. Funny story. I got a call this morning from the dealership. The tech got locked in my car.
Wait, it's been a week! No, it's been over a week.
So, yeah, here's the infuriating thing. It was just today. They finally got a partial diagnosis after 9 days of being in the shop.
They couldn't just... 9 days? Your repair bill is going to be... Your repair bill is going to be 10 grand at this rate.
I am absolutely horrified for what it'll be. But as far as I know, it won't be... I don't think it's going to be as expensive as I was worried to making it out to be. Primarily because as far as what they know, it's a switch. There's a switch that's either stuck open or stuck closed or whatever. And they've at least determined it's not the computer system. The computer system is not the fault. Because from what they found, finally, because, well, I guess when you get locked in a car, that gives you the opportunity to scan what's going on. They found that the computer in charge of locking the doors, because the only way to lock the doors on this car is electronically. I think I've covered that.
Yeah.
The computer was being hyper spammed with a lock the car signal. So it's not the computer's fault, which means there's a short somewhere within the wiring, or potentially a bad switch.
That's exactly what you suspected and could have been found over a week ago.
So they're erring on the side of they think it's a bad switch. Because wires don't really fail unless their insulation breaks down. Because the insulation is supposed to protect it from the elements. So the likelihood that the wiring would fail would only be likely if, say, a mouse chewed a wire. So it's either that, or what they're immediately going to guess is it's a moving component like a switch. A switch is a moving component. So at some point tomorrow, I guess, they're going to check all of the buttons and switches that are controlling the door locks. Look those over, see if any are bad.
I hope you'll enjoy your GMC Acadia for a few days.
It's gotten less horrible over the past week of driving that, because come to think of it, I've officially been driving that for a week. Insanely expensive to fill up, though. I filled it up yesterday. It's a $70 bill to fill that tank up.
Because it's a big tank.
It's 20 gallons.
Does it take drink regular, or do you have to put Pulse or Premium?
Oh yeah, most of the time you're not going to find cars requiring premium unless they're a truck, in which most of the time they don't require premium until you're doing heavy duty or high demanding tasks from it. But yeah, no, most of the time you're not going to find premium required unless it's a truck or a luxury vehicle.
Or any German vehicle, because I think even Volkswagens require
I don't know premium. I don't think Volkswagen does.
Tabby put premium in his Golf GTI.
Well, you can put premium in any car. So, but just because you can put premium in it doesn't mean you're necessarily required to. Like with GM trucks, they technically recommend premium, but they don't require it. They only recommend using premium if you're going to be doing heavyweight towing or demanding a lot from your engine. So, yeah, let me look that up. Does Volkswagen...
I know BMW and Mercedes both require premium, and I'm sure that Audi does.
Yep, not all Volkswagen models require it.
Makes sense.
That's what I thought. Because, I mean, they sell some cheap cars, too. Like, I'm sure the standard Golf and the Jetta, those are basic economy commuter cars. Why would you need premium for cheap, basic economy cars?
That's true. Okay. Well.
So, but yeah, I would not expect a vehicle to require premium unless it is directly from a luxury brand. Which even then, it's not always the case. Like, most Cadillac models don't require you to use premium. The only one that does is the Escalade.
Makes sense.
Which is funny to me because the Escalade is using the exact same engine that's found in the Chevy and GMC trucks. And that exact same engine recommends it but doesn't require it, but yet Cadillac requires it.
Probably because those people want to get the best performance out of their car and take the best care.
Probably. That might be the case. I don't know, but no, yeah, most of the time premium gas is typically required with high-end brands like Mercedes, BMW, Audi, Porsche, the Cadillac Escalade, the Lincoln Navigator. There's probably a few Japanese vehicles, couple Lexus models that would require it too. But no, most of the time premium is... Don't always expect a car to require premium, especially from GM's line. Most of the time they don't require it.
Yeah, I knew most GM vehicles would drink regular.
Mm-hmm. But no, yeah, I filled it up on just regular E87, and that cost me $70.
Oh.
Yeah, that was not cheap.
How much is gas? How much is gas per gallon in your area?
For
regular.
Well, the particular gas station I went to, which unfortunately was the cheapest at the time yesterday, I'm so mad because the prices just dropped today, and it was not by a little, it was by a lot. Yesterday when I filled up, it was $3.40 a gallon.
70 divided by 3. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, so now I'm gonna try. Okay, gases. I'm gonna say it's 2. Gases are typically in my area. It's typically around 2 set. Sometimes, very rarely you'll be able to find it for $2.50, but it's typically between $2.70 and $2.90 in my area. And in times of
goodness.
And in times of like now, granted, it seems that during times of like during the Obama like in 2013, around that time, in the early 2010s and the early 2020s during the latter years of the Biden administration, then it was like $3 and something a gallon because
we peaked at $5.
Because in 2010, obviously, even in my area, gas was, after the oil spill in the Gulf, gas was like $4 a gallon in my area.
What's the highest it's ever been during COVID for you?
I stopped following COVID restrictions in 2021, in mid 2021. So, yeah, I don't count early 2022 as COVID, but the highest it got was like $3 something dollars. I know it never got to $4.
Oh wow, we actually broke $5 a gallon.
I think it got to like $3.50, maybe $3.60, $3.73. It wasn't $4. I also wasn't driving back then, and of course, most of my family pays for premium anyway. So
that's because they drive Mercedes and BMWs.
Yeah. Actually, all the cars in my family, except for my grandmas and aunts, all the cars in my family require premium. Even back then. So obviously, yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. We were up to $5 a gallon, and that's for E87. So that means premium was even above. I think premium gas was at $6.50 a gallon up here. And if I recall, I think diesel broke $8. I think diesel broke $8 a gallon.
Wow, diesel is usually cheaper than premium in my area, but
not here. No, diesel's always more expensive than gas.
Huh. I guess I never realized that, but
my guess is because it gets so cold up here that diesel engines typically tend to struggle in the cold. So you'll find less diesel vehicles up here. And so that means demand is generally weaker. And so because demand is generally weaker, supply is a lot less. And because it costs more to get everything up here, that's why our diesel's so expensive.
Makes sense. I guess this is why you don't turn off fuel lines.
Mm-hmm. Something they should have learned decade. Either way, but yeah, no, our fuel has gotten expensive, and I mean, yesterday I paid about $3.40 a gallon for E87. It's now down to $3 a gallon, which I am so mad. Because I'm like, saving 40 cents a gallon is kind of a big deal. So I was pretty pissed about that, but
hey, you gotta remember that's lavish for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Meanwhile, my car, typically I pay $40 to fill up the tank.
Yeah, I typically pay $40 as well because I only get gas around every 2 weeks since I don't really drive very far.
Well, I drive a lot, and I drive a lot. I put over 100 miles on that Acadia already. So much so that the dealer actually asked me, "Hey, how many miles have you put on this thing? Because you're only insured for up to how many miles?" So, but no, this past week I put over 100. I probably put like 150 miles on that car.
At least you're not in Canada where they would probably make it for kilometers because kilometers are smaller than miles.
Well, they have different metrics, like their units that they use there for gas measurements. It's Canadian dollars per liter, which is something totally different.
I meant for mileage, like insurance.
Oh, insurance, yeah. Insurance is always different. I mean, I'm sure they scale accordingly.
Yeah, they probably.
I don't know why they wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't scale accordingly because, I mean, it's like, oh, shopping here versus Canada. Well, everything's typically just a certain ratio difference in price.
That's true.
So, although I was watching Scrapyard Wars on LTT, and some of the price they paid for some of the items, I'm like, dude, the Canadian dollar is supposed to be weaker than the US dollar, and yet you're getting things for, like, someone bought a rug for $25 from a store. 25 Canadian dollars.
Wait
a second. You can't find a rug for $25 around here. US dollars.
I mean, even to go to if you want to go to a Canadian Football League game, it costs tickets typically cost like $40 to $110, and 110 Canadian is obviously for the elite seats.
And if we were to translate that to USD, let me see. I need to change those units. Let's see. Currency. Where the heck is currency? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. That's not it. Currency. I have to search it. Canadian dollar. I don't want to euros. I want to US. Okay. So 110 Canadian, you said?
This is like for the elite seats that in the US would cost thousands. So yeah. Yeah, now granted, the figures I got when I was looking at costs for Canadian football games, because I was curious, because I know professional athletes, seeing sports events in other countries is a lot cheaper. I was just curious, so I looked it up, and I found those metrics those costs in 2011, so they're probably, I found what those costs were in 2011. I had to look it up earlier this year, but I'm sure they have gone up a little bit since then, but.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
Well, maybe we should just move to Canada then and get our $25 rugs. I mean, I'm not a rug guy, so.
No, it was the goal of that Scrapyard Wars was to build effectively a complete living room set with a decent movie watching and video gaming experience.
Ah.
Which The budget they had to work with was 2,000 Canadian dollars. This was based in Canada. That's why I'm saying this. That translates to roughly $1,400 US.
Not bad.
And actually, they had pretty darn decent setups, despite that they only had $1,400 American to work with. And like, one of the setups had like a 75-inch TV with a really good set of speakers with proper bass and tuning and all that. Sound treatment, so the acoustics in the room were appropriate. Decent decor, a nice rug. They said that the rug in that particular room was $80 Canadian. Then you go to the other room, and they have like a 100-inch screen projector set up. Also a nice rug. Various other knickknacks. Their speaker setup wasn't that impressive, but I mean, they tried to do a surround sound, but the problem was they bought too low quality of speakers, so they didn't sound that great. I don't know. It was really interesting to watch them spend $1,400 to decorate a living room like that. It was... The results were pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty impressive, especially because I don't really care. That's good to know for when I build my own living room when I grow up, because when I get mine set up, because I mean, I'll probably have a TV in there. It won't be a big one, but I probably will have one end. I'm not going to get a rug because I hate rugs and carpets.
Not me. I am rugs and carpets all day long. I do not like hardwood flooring except for in kitchens and bathrooms.
It's a good thing we're not sharing a house.
Albeit you have a ton of cats and dogs that do a lot of shedding, so I can understand the cleanliness aspect.
Yeah, there's a even so, it's just much easier to maintain hardwood floors.
For me, it's my feet. My feet really love being on soft carpets and rugs.
Yeah, mine like it too, but it's just that. At the same time, I prefer to go barefoot most of the time, and even in wintertime when it gets cold, I just put on slippers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, so you want to know the trick on just of how they did it? Facebook Marketplace.
Makes sense. I mean, actually, you could probably do that in the United States for $1,400 US.
Yeah, you probably could. I didn't even mention this yet. Despite how long I've been ranting about Meta, I've signed up for Facebook Marketplace.
It's a good place to get stuff, so I mean, I get it.
I'm tired of spending so much money on Amazon and waiting for their shipping, and I've taken a look to see what's available for stuff in my area, and honestly, the deals really aren't that bad. I probably should have just been better off. I probably should have signed up for Marketplace a long time ago, if I'm being honest.
I mean, my mom, because my mom's on Facebook, she did some looking on for old Apple devices once on Facebook Marketplace, and we found some decent deals. I mean, I don't know what the deals are like now, but...
No, yeah, you can get some pretty... Yeah, you can do some pretty decent shopping on Facebook Marketplace. And even though, yeah, it's used stuff most of the time, sometimes you'll get lucky and find someone who bought something they didn't need and just want to resell it instead of bringing it back to the realtor for whoever knows what reason. But no, to my surprise, wow, you can get some pretty decent kit for the money on Facebook Marketplace.
So I guess you say you're on Facebook now.
I'm never planning on posting anything to for social media aspects. The only reason I have it is just for Marketplace. That's where I see the value. So, but no, do not expect me posting on Facebook. Do not expect me to join Instagram or Threads. I have no plans in the near future to do any of that. I'm purely here just for Marketplace. Which, I don't know. I've been toying around with another idea that does involve Facebook Marketplace. Just for potential side income. I've been debating, because when I built this thing right here, for audio listeners, I'm tapping my server, my PC. It was really a fun process. It was actually really cool to actually put together a computer. Even if I had to figure out the stupid cooling system without any manuals or instructions. I had to figure it all out by myself, basically. But the process was pretty fun. The problem is, now that the computer's, well, aside from the hard drives, now that it's pretty much built, well, the process is done. It's like the fun part's done. Because, I mean, I don't really have much of a use for Windows. Nor Linux, because most of my stuff is done on Mac, and if I'm doing anything on Windows, it's on my Dell XPS for work, and that's it. So I thought, to keep the fun going, and to potentially start a side hustle, I thought about building more computers and reselling them on Facebook Marketplace. And maybe eBay too.
Too bad the name Alpha Top has already been taken. Because that was a brand in the 90s.
I don't know. I don't know what I'd brand the systems as, but I mean, it's an idea I've had, because I really did have a lot of fun building that computer. Man, I'm going to get to do it again next week from the sounds of it. So.
Well, you know. If you enjoy what you're doing, then it doesn't feel like working, and you're going to be making more money, then yeah, it's worth it.
Assuming I can sell it, because again, the problem is my location. It is not ideal.
That's true.
That is the one thing that really hurts my ability to potentially sell this stuff, because I don't want to sit on inventory. I really don't. I want to have the system built and out the door. I don't want to sit on it for a period of time just waiting for it to sell. But no, it would be really nice if I could actually do that, because I did enjoy the process of building it. You don't really get to do that much with Macs. I mean, you can mod Macs, but it's just the risk factor. Some people get a thrill out of the risk factor with soldering and desoldering Mac components and all that, since that's how you mod Macs these days. I don't know. I don't get that type of thrill. I still don't really know how to solder just yet, and I don't know, because there is a lot of risk, and it's very easy if you don't know what you're doing to break these systems. Meanwhile, I mean, sure, if you really don't know what you're doing, it can be easy to break a system component on that, like CPU pins. Those are easy to break if you don't know what you're doing. Along with a few other connections on that board, like particularly USB 3 headers. Those are extremely fragile, and you do not want to break those. Otherwise, you'll lose your USB ports on the case. That's not a fun thing to do. So, but ultimately, like, if it's as simple as, just be careful, just don't force anything, just be delicate with what you're doing, versus potential making a mess with soldering equipment and all. That's just, I don't know. It is a lot easier to deal with modular assembly. Like, it's effectively a jigsaw puzzle. It's a lot easier to assemble a PC than it is to solder and desolder NAND chips on Mac motherboards, which I understand it's fun for those of you who do it. I get it. it's not fun for me. That's much easier for me to work with. It's just, I hate the operating system. I really do. But
makes perfect sense.
No, yeah, I thought about doing that. So
shall we move on to our next topic?
I guess so. What's next?
So this is going to be quite a controversial topic, so I just want to say that if you comment anything regarding this controversial topic that's obvious, that's just for political reasons, then I will hide you. So just note that. But Alpha and I did some talking about this one before we actually got started with the show, but I'll move on to this topic, which is that H-1B visas are costing $10,000 per year, and I'll explain why this matters to the American tech giants. So, how visas work? So the H-1B visa is a visa that workers can that are supposed. The idea behind the H-1B visa is for firms to hire workers that can do jobs that Americans can't. That's supposedly that's the purpose behind H-1B visas. And if you know anything about American workers, you'll understand that labor costs in the United States are really high. So even though Americans are willing to do any job, labor costs are pretty high. I'm not saying labor costs in the United States should be lowered. I'm not saying that.
Because, yeah, we want to get paid. We have bills to pay.
Yeah, but the problem is that a lot of people from India are coming over on H-1B visas that are getting to work at these tech companies, and because they can get paid for significantly less, like a job that would be paid like $160,000 in the U.S. by an American worker, like in IT and engineering and whatnot that tech companies hire off of, they can be paid like $60,000 a year. So there's that. But the real kicker, is that most of the time where these Indians are actually getting their schooling that are coming over on these H-1B visas is through fake colleges. And I'm not talking like how colleges here are fake now, because I mean that's part of it, but no, I'm talking like actual fake colleges where they legitimately learn nothing regarding their actual job and spit out these certificates, these supposed certificates in order to do their job, and they're then getting sent over. They're then coming over and they get into hiring industries and basically get all their families and friends to come over and basically make it when Americans can't get hired for these jobs. And you're probably thinking, oh, this isn't affecting big tech companies, until you realize that Sundar Pichai, Google CEO, is Indian. Satya Nadella, Microsoft CEO, is Indian. IBM CEO, I can't remember his name, he's Indian. And Apple, 12% of Apple's 12% of Apple's workers are now here based off of H-1B visas, which might explain why they're getting rotten.
Yeah, that's not helping. I mean, it's not helping tech companies, but again, I really don't want to say too much because it would be diving into politics again.
Yeah. So the supposed idea of these raised costs is to make it harder for unqualified people with H-1B visas to come over here and do jobs, and also give Americans.
I have a feeling the intention behind this, the intention of increasing the cost of these visas, is simply to purge this type of workforce from the American. Opening up more American jobs for the American people. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they increased the price of it, so that way they can purge all of these non-American citizen employees, so that way American citizens can actually have jobs, can have employment opportunities. I'm sure that's the intention behind it.
And by American citizens, of course, this also includes immigrants that have immigrated and gotten citizenship. But that's aside the point. But yeah, the problem is that if you can hire a foreign worker for less money, then obviously you're going to hire the foreign workers and basically kick the American workers out, which is how come which is also contributing to the factors of a lot of young people being unable to find jobs here. And another key area where you can see this is kind of unrelated, but in the construction industry, I saw this one Reddit post where I'm not on Reddit. I just was looking at a post when I was looking at colleges, but there's one Reddit where this woman mentioned how her husband works at a construction job and he was in line for a promotion, so he could get a book that he would need for the class to study for the promotion, which costs $700. Yeah, $700 for a book. Or he could take an apprenticeship and get paid and get his salary cut by half, which, that was obviously so that they could just hire foreign workers for cheaper.
Yikes.
Because in the construction industry, especially in my area, there's not many for the longest time, there were not really many Americans in the construction industry in my area.
Yeah, not the case here. Definitely not the case here, but that's because all of our construction companies are literally just local contractors.
Yeah.
There's no big corporations doing any construction up here. It's all local contractors.
Yeah, I figured that would be the case for you.
Everyone who works at those companies lives here. Most of the time, they're working for those companies because they grew up here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's not like the H-1B visas, but shall I go ahead and move on from the visas onto the new Meta Ray-Ban classes?
Oh yeah, speaking of Meta, what did they Okay, I do have to ask. Why 3K?
Yeah, the new Meta Ray-Ban glasses support 3K video recording. Live AI, they're demoed it, but it's not ready yet. Sounds awfully familiar to Apple Intelligence. They offer conversation awareness that amplifies volume, and it has limited edition see-through colors.
I'm supposed to be impressed?
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, I know a couple people who would have some interest in this, but
yeah, my mom probably would be interested, but
I don't know.
It'd be a little bit nerve-wracking to wear these glasses and have to use the facilities, because then I couldn't look down.
Yeah. That's just I can't stand the company who this is behind. Who's backing this technology? It's like, I've avoided signing up for any of Meta's services for so long because I can't stand the company. The only one that's actually seems to be decent... Are my lights flickering again? My God, how many bulbs have I replaced? Either way, I can't stand this company because I know what they stand for. They stand for sucking every piece of information they can get their grubby hands on you. That's the point of all of what they do. Even Marketplace, as much as I despise it. But yeah, again, Facebook portal, the thing. Oh, our vision isn't that everyone has a camera in their living room.
But that device was for everyone to have a camera in their living room.
It's just... I can't stand anything this company does. Primarily because I know the exact reason why they make so many of the decisions they do. It's so they can collect every single piece of information they can about you just to sell it to people who definitely don't need it.
And use it for their own research that they definitely don't need, but... Shall I move on to the new Oakley Meta Vanguard, which is very lightweight, has wide-angle cameras, and is water resistant?
Is this more smart glasses, or what is this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's effectively like one of those curved type sunglasses.
The tech enthusiast in me really should be excited for the smart glasses type of future, as, again, I wear glasses all the time. I mean, if you're watching the video version of the show, you can literally see me wearing glasses right now, and you've always seen me wear glasses. So,
I have never seen there. I don't even think there's a single video without Alpha's glasses. Like, I even think in the first video that you showed your face in May 2019, I'm pretty sure you showed I'm pretty sure you had glasses in that one.
Dude, I've been wearing glasses since I was 3 years old, and I'm not even joking. I legit got my first pair of glasses when I was 3 years old.
Dang, you must have had some real vision problems.
Primarily, it was eye turn.
What's eye turn?
It's where your eyes aren't properly aligned. So I could have one eye looking straight, but I have another eye looking elsewhere. Yeah, for me, it's when it comes to my vision, it's not that my eyes aren't healthy. They are. The problem is it's like calibrating Tesla FSD cameras. They just need to be calibrated. They need to be aligned. And that's the thing with my eyes. They're not aligned properly, and that's why I see things funny. That's why I need glasses to correct them. And so, yeah, a lot of the reason why I struggle to see visually, especially in the past. Nowadays, my eyes are aligned. It's just I can't get them to see 3D still because, well, that involves training my brain, and my brain has gotten... My brain has seen one thing for so many years. It's like, it's really hard to retrain it. I've seen 3D for a split second, but... No, the reason why my eyes are so messed up has nothing to do with the health of my eyes. It's purely in alignment and how my brain has learned how to use them. That's what's screwed up with my eyes. But no, yeah, I've been wearing glasses for a long time. I probably always will continue to wear glasses. And I don't know. I remember being a little kid just dreaming. Like, they have this surface here. And we now have transparent screens. For the most part, screens generally are transparent. What? I can't wait for the technology to become where we can display stuff on our glasses, on our lenses like that. I just remember being so young and getting excited for that future, especially after watching a bunch of spy movies or that type of thing. Because, like, you'd expect that type of tech to exist in a spy movie. It's basic necessity at this point. But just these days, now that we're actually attempting to make the tech itself, for one, there's only one company who's really actually trying hard to do this. That company being Meta, and we all know the problem with Meta. It's like, I think they're the ones putting the biggest crap stain on this technology. I want to be excited for it. Even if not everyone's going to be able to figure out how to use it, because, I mean, not everyone wears glasses.
And even some of the people that do wear contacts instead.
Yeah. Oftentimes people will start wearing glasses and they'll switch to contacts. I'm not one of them. But even then, these smartphones have been so integrated into our lives. It's just, how do you make a jump from this form factor when it has worked so well?
I mean, exactly, because when you were a little... Again, this is where our age difference comes in, but when you were a little kid, smartphones were just taking off. So...
Yeah, they were just taking off.
So there was still a future where you could easily dream about that possibly coming in the future, but nowadays just... I mean, it's just that effectively, like, Google Glass proved that Google Glass could just do everything your phone could, but worse.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that was the case with the Humane AI pin, too. Its problem was the phone can literally do everything that thing could do, and much better at it, too, plus more. It's like, that's my problem with all of these attempts to replace the smartphone. Like, the AI pins was our latest example. People thought, oh, VR headsets, like Apple Vision Pro, that's going to replace the smartphone. I don't see that happening. I just don't. I mean, well, nowadays it's easy to not see that happening because if you take a look at Vision Pro sales, they're not doing so hot, last I checked.
I can't believe they're releasing
even
a second
before,
generation.
Yeah, neither am I. I'm surprised that... I'm surprised that they're still working on one. I mean, given, it was a first-gen product, which had
but
its
even
flaws.
The first iPhone...
I don't...
Even the first iPhone sold like 6 million units, and mind you, it was also only sold in limited countries. Like, it was only sold in the US and EU. Like, Canada didn't
and
even
with
get
one
the first
carrier. Singular.
Yeah. Or AT&T, but yeah.
Yeah, AT&T today, but back then singular. So, but no, it is really hard to find another form factor that is more convenient than this. And I'd say the biggest drawback with glasses right now that a lot of people have been figuring out, like, you remember the... Oh, shoot, I actually forgot what they called it, but basically the simulated version of yourself within the FaceTime call for Vision Pro. What did they call those?
Avatars, I don't even know.
Something like... I don't even remember. That's how poorly this product took off, by the way. But no, yeah, that thing. The reason they had to do it is because there's a huge problem with this form factor. It can't really see your face in live time. And that's how we got Uncanny Valley with all of those avatar things that they came up with when you want to do FaceTime calls with that. The problem is the device can't see you because it's attached to your face. You can't remove it from you. But this thing,
what mine would
you
look
can.
Like. Wonder what it would look like if we did this call with Vision Pros.
Well, maybe we should save up $3,500 each and try it out. No, I'm not doing it. I'd rather buy a truck.
Yeah, I have other things to spend $3,500 on.
So, but no, there are... That was an immediate disadvantage I thought of when Vision Pro was announced. I'm like, you're supposed to do face... How the heck are they supposed to see you? And while the solution they came up with is a solution, was it really that good of a solution?
No.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. So, yeah, that's the thing with smart glasses, that as cool as the tech is, it's kind of like foldable, how I felt about foldables. The concept of a folding display, that was really cool to me. The problem is they're being used in the wrong application. Foldable phones just don't make sense to me. Foldable tablets, foldable displays for laptops, so you'd get still your big screen, but oh, you have a dynamic keyboard and unlimited trackpad surface to like that type of stuff makes sense to me. But just folding this thing in half, I'm sorry, I struggle to see the point of it. And even though I personally think the tech is cool, the problem is application. And I think the tech in these AR glasses, I think the tech is cool. The problem is just the application. It's limited. It's nowhere near as applicable as this thing. So, yeah, there's my long monologue on replacing phones again.
We've heard that before. So shall I move on to the Meta HD display, which has a neural band that can read your brain?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
They track enough information about you anyway. Do you really want them tracking your thoughts that you keep to yourself, your secrets?
That that not even your family knows.
Hell no.
Mr. Who's the Boss brought that up in his Metaverse video, and even though Mr. Who's the Boss's videos are sadly Mr. Who's the Boss has become more of an influencer since then, that video still holds true to this day.
Just, I'd use a different word, but I'm trying to keep it to the point where Teddy doesn't have to, oh, he already rated it as explicit. I really want to use a different word to describe that, but no, absolutely not. Someone were to give me a set of that, I'd probably find a lighter and light that piece of thing on fire. Maybe make a complimentary Smash Tech video for Tabby.
Yeah, that would be... Well, the Friend AI necklaces. It's supposed to be out now, I think, so...
Oh yeah, isn't that thing supposed to be out now?
Friend... By the way, I'm using a... No, it's still on waitlist. It was supposed to be out now. Yeah, it's been over a year.
Guess that friend that you pre-ordered is being a little shy.
Yeah.
Just go out into the world and try to make some real friends. I get it. People suck these days.
Not everybody
But people
sucks.
are still real people. I don't know. This human race thing has been driving me mad. I don't have a lot of faith in humanity these days.
You never have.
No. Well, I used to at one point, but now these days, I mean, this is why I don't like paying attention to the news. This is why I don't like talking politics. I really don't have a lot of faith in humanity. It's just all a game and who can use the other. That's all it's been lately. But depression aside, that meta neural band thing that can go straight where the sun don't shine.
Yeah.
So
sounds
moving
like
on.
Sounds like a country song, Where the Sun Don't Shine.
Sounds like something else, but we're not getting into that. Moving on.
Yeah.
We got some scam thing to talk about.
So this is a basic type of scam, but there's some scam emails going around about fake government surveys that Atomic Shrimp made a video about, and he's based in the UK, so it's obviously for the UK government, but we know obviously this could spread very well to the US.
Oh yeah.
As I mean, the English language started in the UK, and now look where it is. Although luckily we don't spell...
A lot of our history started with the UK, and look where it is.
Look Although, at least we don't spell color with a U. Like those
Flavor.
weirdos. I apologize to any
flavor,
people
favor.
Yeah, I apologize to any people who speak British English or else who live in other English former British colonies that spell
Australia does
way.
the same thing, by the way.
Yeah, I know most other countries do that speak English.
So if anything, we're the weird ones.
Or else spelling center with an R-E. That sounds French. That looks like it should be French because I mean center in French is C-E-N-T-R-E, but it's like that in literally every other form of English except for American English.
Come to think of it, I think another difference, in fact, that even Canada doesn't conform to this with us too. We say Z, they say Z.
Yeah. Yeah, I think every other English-speaking country does that because obviously in most European countries they learn British English and even Martin from Tech Culture, he always says Z whenever he's talking about like the Galaxy Z line, like he says Z.
Yeah, it's a common thing in Europe where they use Z a lot. I'm even surprised though that Canada does too.
I mean, it makes sense because Canada was colonized by England for a lot longer than they colonized us, but I mean, I think part of the reason why my use Z sound is because the United States is also was also colonized by Spain, and in places places out in the Southwest and in South Florida where you have a lot of Hispanic people, there are a lot of times they'll actually use the. No, wait a minute. I think they use the Z. I think they'll say like an S instead of a Z actually because the Z sound doesn't exist. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah. No, the S sound I don't think exists in Spanish. So that's
Makes me wonder how the Brits are always on time though, because they don't have schedules. They only have schedules.
I'm pretty sure Canada conforms schedules though.
Canada does say schedule, yes. But no, the Brits, they say schedules.
Wonder if Australia says schedule or schedule.
I actually don't know. Come to think of it.
Although also...
English is so weird.
Yeah. Although to be fair, you can't drive in the UK because you don't have a license. Because we here in America don't have licenses. We have to get a license with 2 C's. Because, yes, I learned this when I was in England. License in England is spelled with 2 C's instead of an S.
Oh, really?
Yes, I learned that one out.
Huh.
I found that one out the hard way. Not really.
So I guess we can't drive in each other's countries because we don't have compatible licenses.
And I'm pretty sure you have to get an international license in order to drive in the UK anyway. Especially because they don't want you driving on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, dude, they're very particular with their driving tests. Them in Germany. Well, that's because Germany has the Autobahn. But the national speed limit in the UK is 60 miles an hour, if I'm not mistaken.
What? Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Because the fastest I went when I was there. But 60 miles... I mean, I know the UK is an island nation, but people drive... I'm pretty sure you can drive from the UK to France, if I'm not mistaken.
You need to take a ferry, but yes, you can drive from the UK to France. You just need a ferry ride.
You can't go under... No, the tunnels are train only, I guess.
I want to say, yeah, the tunnel's a train. So, yeah. No, yeah, you can drive your... I call them wrong-hand drive cars, but... because they drive on the wrong side of the road and all that. You can take your UK wrong-hand drive car to a proper drive... to to all these different nations where you do drive on the right side of the road.
Yeah. Yeah, the right.
To be clear, I'm not actually mocking the nation. It's just I find it a bit hilarious how for most of the world has adopted driving on the right side of the road with the steering wheel on the left side of the car, and yet the UK, along with a very small handful of other nations, hasn't.
The only other countries that drive on the left that are not former British colonies are, I think, Thailand, Indonesia, and the U.S. Virgin Islands actually, and then what's the other one? Japan, because British engineers designed Japanese railways. But Japan.
You know something hilarious too?
Yeah.
Hong Kong, China.
Yes.
They also drive on the wrong side of the road. And yet they're still in China.
Okay, that's because when cars were being set up, that was when Britain was leasing Hong Kong. So obviously Britain set it up on the left, Hong Kong up on the left, and even though the rest of China drives on the right, they just never changed it back after.
I find that absolutely hilarious because you go to one region in China and everyone's got their steering wheel on the wrong side of the car and they're driving on the wrong side of the road. And if you're driving an electric car in China too, China's official standards is GBT, but in Hong Kong, it's not. It's CCS2.
So in other words, let me get this straight. If you go, do they have to have like bridges that cross over from when you go from Hong Kong to mainland China or to the rest of China? Hong Kong is an island. No, Hong Kong is not an island.
No, I don't think it. I think it is a part of mainland. I don't know.
Hong Kong is an island. But
I find it hilarious. You buy a car from Hong Kong. You can't charge it anywhere else in China outside of Hong Kong. Because
it's right by Shenzhen.
Yeah.
Shenzhen.
Isn't that madness? It's like people complain we're in the midst of the standard transition here in the U.S. Dude, China's got 2 standards. And it is purely based on which region of the nation you're in. Now, granted, I don't think that many people travel long distance in China, given how their government and economy is set up. But at the same time, that to me is hilarious. You can, if you buy a car built in Hong Kong or for the Hong Kong market in China, you cannot take that car outside of Hong Kong.
Wait a second. Let me...
Because they use 2 completely different charging standards.
Wait, I think you actually have to have like... They have border patrol between Hong Kong and mainland China and the rest of China. Yeah.
They have border patrol between all of their states. Is that what it's divided up into?
I think so.
No, they have border control at all of their states.
Wait a second.
All of their lines.
So it's like the equivalent of the United States putting border patrol on like the Wisconsin-Michigan state line. How every time you cross, you have to go through border patrol.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I guess at the border patrol they make you switch bounds or switch directions, and hopefully bring an adapter if you have an EV.
Yeah, because if you're driving between Hong Kong and any other place in China, you need an adapter. Even for AC, they don't share anything similar with their charging standards. They use 2 completely different AC plugs and 2 completely different DC plugs.
And of course, the EV transition happened long after Britain left China, or long after Britain left Hong Kong. So
yeah, I am so surprised that China is running off of 2 completely different standards depending on which state you live in. Just imagine, like, say, your state was limited to CCS Type 1 only, because that was your state's official charging standard, but Michigan went to NACS only.
That's like states having their own currency, which was a thing in the United States.
Yes! And thank God it's not! But, yeah, isn't that fascinating? Just the stupidity involved. And, China has their own, and like literally, this standard is only available in China. You will not find GBT outside of China. And yet the one part of China is using the same global standard as Europe.
Well, of course, that part of China is
just
also driving on the wrong side of the road, so...
Yeah.
And people do drive in China.
That's just hilarious. Yeah. Oh, you'd be surprised how large their car market is.
Oh, well, of course, the biggest traffic jam in the world happened in China.
Yep.
In 2010, via people just coming home from vacation, it was a 10-day jam.
10 days stuck in traffic. Oh gosh.
Yeah, hopefully they had ways to get food.
That's literally a vacation length amount of time.
Yeah, they were coming home from vacation, and of course, lots of people live in China, so...
Hey, what did you do on vacation? Yeah, I sat in traffic for 10 days.
Imagine if that kind of thing existed in the United States.
Oh, gosh. That'd be so sad.
I mean, it could get that way, like, if they decide to shut down the entire interstate highway system.
Oh, jeez. I mean, that wouldn't affect us, because nobody lives up here. But... oh my goodness. No, yeah, China's a bit weird when it comes to their geography, city planning, infrastructure planning, government planning.
Well, they're one of the oldest cultures in the world. They are a
bizarre nation. So, anywho, I think we butchered that one to death.
Alright, shall we move on to our next topic, our final planned topic, which is that Tubi released a Chrome extension with a boss key, which is so that way you can watch movies and TV shows at work, and they have a boss key where via a certain set of commands you can instantly close out and look like you're doing work. There's lots of software that has boss keys. Like, there's some video games with boss keys, and
yeah,
there's been some video games with boss keys, and then ESPN has also had boss keys since 2006, so...
At that point, I wonder if, because this is a real thing they can do, firewalls. I wonder if businesses will just set up a firewall so that way Tubi can't make it through the network.
Oh, a lot of companies probably do that. I'm sure there's lots of firms that do that already.
So yeah, they're probably just gonna have to add this to their list then. So I don't know. I really don't like the idea of this as... I mean, look, I get it. Work can be difficult and frustrating and you need to decompress. But at the same time, you were hired to do a job. You should probably, I don't know, do it?
Yeah, if you're not doing your work, and you're getting paid, there's a word for that. It's called fraud.
Yeah.
It's like using
AI
AI
in a sense.
It's like using AI to do all your work when that's called fraud.
At that point, where's your value? Why should the company employ you?
Exactly. Like it's why most of the time in class they don't want you on your phones. It's because, I mean, even though we like to dunk on the American education system for not preparing students for the real world, I mean, I hate to break it, but that is sadly. But in the real world, you're not going to be able to use your phone when you're at work. If Alpha was on his phone constantly in the shop, then bad things could happen.
Yeah.
And like
things worth $60,000.
And things were, and of course I want to grow up and become an electrician, and because that's a very dangerous job when you're like soldering. Of course, if you want good solder, you have to use lead, which so obviously because you're working with fire, you have to be careful with this stuff, and so you can't be on your phones during some of these jobs.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time, I mean, I do use this a lot for work. My most common apps, though, that I use are the specific work app I use for keeping track of my hours. The camera, I use a ton. The calculator for quick conversions. And, I mean, that's pretty much it. Come to think of it, it's primarily just calculator, camera, and that app I use to keep track of my hours. Otherwise, I mean, occasionally I'll respond to emails on it because I do a very small handful of communication, just not much, but I mean, no, I'm not always on the phone at work. Occasionally, when I need to wait for a machine to cycle through, I might check Twitter every now and again. But that's after I've officially set up the machine. While I'm still setting it up, that phone is typically in my pocket. Unless I pull it out to do a quick calculation for a quick numeric value change. Other than that, it's pretty much in my pocket. And it doesn't come out until I'm running cycles.
Exactly, because that's how a job is supposed to be done.
So, but yeah, it's yeah. I would not be watching movies or TV shows at work. The only time I watch content on my phone is on my lunch break.
And everybody does that. That's normal. And I mean, not everybody does it, but that's a normal thing to do.
Yeah, if you're on lunch break, go for it. It's your break. But if you're on the job, it's like, no, do your job. You were hired for a reason. Do your job. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say on that.
Same, and I guess in terms of our next topic, we're out of topics.
Oh dear. Can you... Yeah. Everything's going off. What do we have to fill the time?
We were supposed to have a guest on, but he didn't show up.
Yeah, he never showed, so... Oh, what did you think of my latest upload today?
To be honest, I haven't had time to watch it because I've been so busy with school, and even when I got home, when I was eating my after school snack, I was doing my homework, and then when I went outside, and then because I hardly ever have time to go outside, and it's fixing to get colder because it's still kind of summer weather where I am. As a result, I just went outside until I had to come in and get ready for supper and to script my video. So I haven't had time to watch YouTube today. The only time I realistically have time to watch YouTube is on my lunch break, and it's so loud in my cafeteria, and I'd rather talk with my actual friends. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I never had friends, so all I did was watch YouTube during lunch. But yeah, that's what happens when you have no friends. But yeah, for reference, I just uploaded a video to the Beats channel, something I have not done in over a year, come to think of it. It was just a video of me tuning the family piano because it badly needed to be done. And I had the house to myself for a whole weekend. So I figured, you know what? The house is dead silent. Opportunity for a video. I'll just tune the piano. I thought of initially putting it on the vlog channel, but then I figured, you know, maybe it makes more sense for the Beats. I haven't done anything with the Beats channel in a while, and if I were to do some musical concept videos for that channel, which I have no idea if I'll ever have the time for, then I don't know. I just thought I'd post something for there because I haven't uploaded anything to there in a while. And so, yeah, it's just a video of me tuning the piano and playing 5 seconds of a couple songs.
I don't even remember the last time.
It has to be 5 seconds.
Yeah. Let me guess. There are some Rascal Flatts songs.
No, actually, no Rascal Flatts.
There were some church songs.
I did one church song. So the primary one that I played was for first 5 seconds. I did Lord of the Rings. I then did In Christ Alone. And then the last one I did was Homeward Bound.
That Homeward Bound is a good one. That's by Simon and Garfunkel, right? Yeah, that's a good song.
Might be thinking of a different Homeward Bound. I don't know.
Actually, yes, I think we are.
You want me to play it real quick? I got the keyboard right behind me.
Is that like a gospel song?
No, I don't think so.
I
think it's just from a movie. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
What, can you not hear it?
No.
Oh, shoot. It's Discord. Darn it. You'll hear it back in the playback when you edit this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Discord.
I was thinking of the Simon and Garfunkel song from like the 70s, I'm pretty sure, Homeward Bound.
I didn't even know they actually had one.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I also didn't know you listened to that. Either you or Tabby listened to Goo Goo Dolls.
I don't. He does.
Yeah, that must have been Tabby.
Yeah, not my type of music. I can definitely say that.
Really, I'm kind of surprised it's all acoustic.
That did not sound very acoustic in that car.
I suppose.
So yeah, the piano is now tuned. I hope you'll get to watch that video at some point.
Yeah, I'll try.
Even though you're not much into music.
I'll try next
not
time.
As much as I am.
I'll try next time I have. I'll probably watch it tonight.
So. I legit cannot think of anything else to talk about.
I mean, I'm doing an iPhone XS Max retrospective test.
Oh, my favorite iPhone.
Yeah, I'm doing a retrospective on that tomorrow, so because they're losing supports, because I can't think of any other video ideas, so there's that, I guess.
Arguably the best phone in the world.
Yeah, exactly, but what else am I doing?
Can you believe that some people are trying to say the iPhone Air supersedes the iPhone XS Max in beauty?
The iPhone Air is ugly. I'm sorry, its camera was so ugly.
Yeah. It's not just about thinness. Even though this is way thinner compared to most iPhones today, I'm sorry. You cannot beat this. It is so clean.
Especially because even the iPhone XS has 2 camera lenses, while the Air has 1 ugly camera lens.
Yeah. No, for me, this is where beauty meets productivity. I have used this phone so much for over 5 years, for the past 5 years at this point. I have never found another phone that has the capability along with the design that matches this. I've never found another one. And I'm sad that that's now lost software support.
Oh well, I don't update my phones anyway, so it wouldn't have affected me even if I used a XS Max all those years. But I also upgraded from iPhone 11 Pro Max in 2022, so... And that's 1 year newer. Although I also kind of had to upgrade.
Yeah. What a world we live in today. We're somehow this is a prettier device than what's currently out there. Absolute Matt. I still can't believe. I thought that they weren't going to be able to find a way to make it worse than this, and somehow they managed to supersede my expectations. They actually legitimately found a way to make it look even worse than this.
It's like that Mr. Who's the Boss quote in his tech fail, one of his tech fails videos. You can always do worse.
Yeah.
I mean, what's next? The camera is going to take up the entire back? No, Apple, don't do that.
Just... What a massive disappointment from them.
Well...
If only Johnny Ive were still there.
Yeah. Johnny's not coming back, though. At least he broke his partnership with OpenAI.
Yeah, that's good for him. He did not need his reputation tarnished like that.
Because even as Icon Ruzan pointed out, yeah, you can convince people to say anything if you pay them a significant amount of money, which OpenAI did.
I don't know. You pay me a certain amount of money, you still might not get a few words out of me.
It was like $1 billion. It was like, no, it was 200 billion or something. Let me actually go on Icon Ruzan's Twitter and see. Oh, Microsoft's in the news on Twitter.
Oh, really? Is that why I just got tweeted at? What's this?
Oh, this is involving a yes, probably is not something we should discuss.
Oh, more politics.
Yeah, it's not something we should. Yeah, it's not. I mean, we could discuss it, but it's very, 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 very controversial. So, why am I even on? Oh, OpenAI launches ChatGPT Pulse for proactive, personalized updates. That's also trending on Twitter.
Yeah, that can also go straight where the sun don't shine.
Oh, I just got 2 followers. I never get notifications for when people follow people. Okay, no, this account is
I get
not
them on the
legitimate.
occasion, but not that frequently, because most of the time they seem to just be bots.
Yeah. Let me find. Let me try to find. Did that kind of redesign unfollow me? No.
$63 followers.
Yeah. Do you have more than me?
How many do you have?
58. 57, actually.
Yeah, according to my profile, 63.
You beat me in Twitter followers! Granted, I've been trying, but...
I haven't! Honestly, I haven't tried.
Well, we learned something today. Alpha is apparently better than me at tweeting.
I don't know how. I'm actually shocked, because given that he's got... Okay, I don't remember the last time I checked how many subscribers your channel has.
2,600 something.
Your channel?
2,600 somewhere, something like that.
Oh gosh, I'm still only at 817 on the Gadgets channel. Still not at 1,000 yet. I just... Ugh.
It took me almost 7. It took me 7 years to get to 1,000. So.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, YouTube as a profession is not what they make
followers.
it out to
be. No, it is not anymore. Not these days, especially considering now the algorithm is completely Yeah, now I get DM'd random stuff from... I don't know if these girls are real or not.
No, they're not real.
But I want to say I don't think so. Like,
I get those.
Here's one that I got. Yeah. Yeah, I sent you the one text where the one sent me this. Okay, I genuinely have to know something, and yet never asks the question.
I hate it when people do that. Since just ask the question.
Yeah. I mean, I pointed it out before. It drives me nuts when people say, "I have a question." This is part of the reason. This is one of two scenarios in which I will reply, "What is a question?" It's when somebody goes off about explaining things on a list, be it a list of rules or a list of guidelines or whatever, then they'll ask, "Any questions?" I'll just ask, "What's a question?" for the stupidity of it.
I've tried that in my classes, and I haven't gotten that much big of a response from it.
You have to wait. There's a certain pause element and a certain vibe in the air that has to be present for it to be hilarious. But no, the other scenario where I'll ask that is when somebody tells me, "Hey, I have a question." So I'll just ask them, "What is a question?"
A question is when you inquire another person for information regarding something that you don't know.
I do it just to drive them nuts because I'm tired of this. "Hey, I have a question. It's like, ask the stupid question!
Same.
You don't need to tell me that you have a question to ask a question. Just ask the question.
Especially, if you text me, "I have a question," just ask me a question, because I don't have time to just chat on text most of the time.
Yeah, it's one of those things that drives me mad. So yeah, if you tell me you have a question and you're just waiting for me to respond, don't bother. I don't respond to people who just say, "I have a question." I don't have a good reason to respond. So if you legit have a question, just ask it.
Exactly. And if it's except for "What's up?" because you know what the response is going to be to that, which I still get a great response out of that every time at school.
Isn't it such a good one?
Yeah, I get students with that, and even some teachers. I get people with that one every day at school.
Yep, it happens all the time whenever they ask me what's up. For reference, I'm the one who started it, by the way.
Yeah. Does Tabby now know to use the what's up trick?
I don't know if he does or not.
Have you taught your family members that? Do your family members now know that?
They hate it. They despise me doing it all the time. But I mean, they never typically ask me what's up. They never ask me what is up. So
yeah, one of my friends hates it whenever he asks me what's up. And he says, "Oh, because he knows when I'm gonna respond." Because before I realized that I could use your trick, I would just always say, whenever people ask me what's up, I'd say what's up, or else I would say nothing much. But now I figured out the better response.
No, yeah, it's funnier. It's funnier. Inject a little humor into it.
Yeah, the ceiling's up.
Sometimes not.
Yeah, whenever I'm outside, I have to remember to say the sky.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's the sun, sometimes it's the clouds, sometimes it's a bunch of droplets of water.
Yep.
Every now and again, you get electricity or ice.
Yes, there's lots of things that can be up.
A Starlink satellite, alien life forms. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I tell it to anyone who asks me, even if it's hilarious. It's gotten to the point where whenever Talon gives me a call, or either way, instead of asking me what's up, he says, "Is the ceiling still up?" He's now gotten to the point where he just asked me, "Is the ceiling still up?" And I say, "Yep, it's still up." No, yeah, you can have some real fun with that joke.
Yeah,
what's a question is harder.
Yeah, one of my friends has luckily learned the ceiling trick. Really, he's learned the ceiling trick. So now one of my friends knows it and can spread it throughout the rest of his life, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Because why should we ever say? Yeah, I think we butchered that topic to death. So now we need to find a different topic. That.
Oh, I paid about $90 in tolls.
Dang. Wait.
And that's just from Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Yeah, you get hosed for tolls in Pennsylvania. Especially if you don't have Easy Pass, which they allow you to set up an Easy Pass account. The problem is I don't drive through Pennsylvania enough to justify it. So I don't have a reason to put Easy Pass on my car. In fact, come to think of it, that trip has been the only time I've taken my car on a turnpike.
Yes, as.
Because the only other tolls that I've paid driving this car are for the Mackinac Bridge, which is a $4 toll, and then
the Louisville Bridge. Technically, it's
and
Bridge,
Chicago. The Wisconsin-Illinois border, you pay tolls to cross it. I don't know why, but...
Oh, I thought that whole thing was a turnpike.
No, it's not. No, the turnpike ends in Chicago. Just outside of Chicago. That's where the turnpike ends. It ends right before I-65, I believe.
So do you still don't you still have to pay tolls for I-294?
You have to pay tolls for basically every highway through there. It's not a part of the turnpike. It's city tolls. They show up as city road tolls or something like that.
That makes sense because I mean, okay,
similar to the tolls in Louisville. So yeah, that's the case of what goes on in Chicago. The weird part though is I also had to pay a toll driving down I-39.
Yeah.
There's no city at that border crossing. I mean, the closest one is, depending on which way you go, is either Janesville, Wisconsin, or Rockford, Illinois.
Yeah, that's a bit. That's because it's part of the JNAB's Memorial Tollway.
I don't know. But no, the turnpike officially ends just outside of Chicago. Right by I-65, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, that was the first time my car's ever been on a turnpike, at least under my ownership. I can't speak for the previous owner of the car, but...
Yeah, because the previous owner probably did take it. I wouldn't be surprised if he took it on turnpikes, because... You know?
I don't know. I don't know the car's history as of before me, other than it was in one deer accident. But... Car doesn't look like it's been in a deer accident. Doesn't drive like it's been in a deer accident, so...
That's pretty... That's pretty good.
Dude,
I'm trying to think if my car's been on... I'm trying to think if my car's been on any turnpikes. Actually, now that I come to think of it, at least under my ownership, my car has never been on a single turnpike, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I think it's only left your state like once.
No, oh no. Because it was my dad's car, because my dad has to drive. My dad has to drive.
I mean, under your ownership.
Well, I was referring to that, but under my ownership, it's left the state. I'm not gonna say how many times, but it's left more than once. Like it's left a few times.
Oh, wait, didn't you take that on that one trip with your dad?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Definitely. All right.
Yeah, we've.
Yeah, that's
the next road trip we do.
Still has a training problem.
Yeah, the next trip we do is going to be in the this coming up in a couple of weeks. Actually, that will be in the M6.
Ooh, where you going?
I'm not going to disclose it.
Okay.
Granted, I do have another trip to Europe planned for this June, but that's not the entire month. So
which countries are you going to this time?
Germany, Austria, Hungary, and Slovakia.
You're gonna have to get some footage of being on those autobahns. That is awesome.
Yeah, I got big I got big traveling plans.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I still have yet to leave this continent.
Well, that's what you gotta leave this continent. You know, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, you said that Houghton's Airport does offer flight. Houghton's Airport goes to Chicago, right?
That is literally the only place it goes. It doesn't go anywhere else.
Yeah, Chicago. Yeah, Houghton's Airport goes to Chicago, so you can just drive to the Houghton Airport, which is probably not very crowded. Can you do TSA checking at Houghton, or do you have to go to Chicago to do that?
Well, TSA is at every airport. It doesn't matter where you go.
Oh, okay, then you can get checked there, have a layover in Chicago, and I'm sure from Chicago you can go basically anywhere else except for Australia, because most of the time for going to Australia or New Zealand, you have to fly to LA for that.
Typically, yeah, because it's such a long distance flight.
Yeah, and I think like if you're going to the other side of the world, like Japan, I'm pretty sure you also have to fly to LA for that. Well, you could also fly to Hawaii, and I'm pretty sure you can fly directly from Hawaii to Japan.
I think Vancouver might be another option in Canada. I think.
Vancouver is going... if you're going to Australia, then you do not want to fly to Vancouver, because that's in northwest and not southwest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you travel to, like, Japan or something, maybe Vancouver's an option.
No, Japan... let me actually check to see on the map, because, by the way, we only have 5 minutes left of recording time, but let me... Yeah. Actually, no, it'd be better to fly out of California. Yeah, because Tokyo's around the same...
I wonder why LAX is always so busy.
Yeah, because that's basically where all the flights to the other side of the Pacific Ocean go. Yeah, it makes me think... Yeah, when you said LAX, it immediately reminded me of Party in the USA. You know that song?
I do. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's more pop stuff that I can't stand.
Yeah.
No, the only city that really has my interest in California is just the San Francisco Bay Area. I was thinking of potentially going next summer for a couple things. Apple Park, obviously. Tesla Fremont factory. I would love to schedule a meet and greet with Drew at the Tello headquarters, because Tello's based in San Francisco. So that would mean I'd get to meet Talos of Tech in person. So yeah, that would be... There's a bunch of reasons why I want to go to the Bay Area. Just got to be careful. I'm debating on whether to bring the car or not, because on one hand, I always prefer driving over flying, but at the same time, San Fran is literally the car break-in capital of the country.
And it's such a long drive anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I never mind the drive. Yeah. I don't know what I'd do. It depends on whether I want to risk my car getting broken into or how cheap I could get plane tickets, but...
Because you'd probably have to go to either... Yeah, you could probably fly to Green Bay.
I don't know. Most of the time when Talon flies a lot. When he goes, most of the time he goes to Minneapolis.
Huh. Well,
which Minneapolis is 6 hours versus Green Bay. Green Bay's 4 hours, but Minneapolis's airport is much better than Green Bay, from what I hear.
I know it. Another news, we're out of recording time, so we'll go ahead and end the show.
I guess so.
As always, thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the iTunes Fan Podcast. As always, I'm Ted Macker from the iTunes Fanboy. Your name at the end. As always, I'm Ted Macker from the iTunes Fanboy.
And my name is DeWolf from the Random Alpha.
And as always, we're saying peace out for now, and we hope to see you all in the next episode. Take care, everyone.
See ya.